The man just swiped through 4 decks of playing cards with a card cutter. He instantly figured out a way to win $16 million, so he purposely placed a small bet of 1 million chips first to lure his opponent to call blindly. Sure enough, when the tycoon saw that the man had only bet 1 million chips, he didn't even think about it and called for 1 million, but he didn't realize that he had fallen into the trap set by the man. According to the rules of blackjack, ace can be used as either a 1 or an 11. 2 to 10 corresponds to the number of points on the cards. As for J, Q, K, they are all 10 points. During the game, as long as you don't reach 21 points, you can call unlimitedly, but once you exceed 21, you're out of the game. At this point, the tycoon took out a K, and Jack has a pair of aces. According to the rules, pairs can be split, but every time you split a pair, you're adding a million chips by default. However, the tycoon didn't realize that Jack had already tampered with the cards when he cut them, until the 16 aces in these 4 cards were all dealt to Jack's hand, and were split into 16 pieces. He realized that Jack was playing a long game. He said, "Your cards are fucking split 16 ways." Obviously, the tycoon was panicking, but in order not to lose face in front, the man closes his eyes and carefully recognizes the sound of the dice clashing through his ears. Then he smiled slightly and threw a $10 chip onto the big point. The dealer saw that so many people were betting on the big one. He kicked the switch at his feet and magnetically changed the face of one of the dice. However, this small sound could not escape Jack's ears, so before the dealer rang the bell, he pressed his remaining $10 chips into the 3 4s at 150 times the odds, and when the dealer opened the sieve, the dice were exactly what he had heard. In just 2 minutes, Jack won $1,500 in just 2 minutes with a $20 chip. Then he went to the blackjack table, where the stakes were even higher. He bet the entire $1,500 on the draw. David, the owner of the casino, gave the dealer a wink. He instructed him to deal the cards to Jack first. However, Jack seemed to expect the casino to monitor his cards, so he showed one of his cards, Q, and then he stacked the 2 cards on top of each other. Then he carefully rolled the other card, showing a small edge of the numbers. Sure enough, when the surveillance cameras caught Jack's hand, they immediately analyzed it. The computer analyzed 55% of the cards as 2, 38% as Q, and 7% as 9. The dealer took a look at the dealer's cards. The dealer flicked the spring on the sieve twice. Inside the dice began to shake at once. However, just as Star used his special ability to see that all 3 dice points were small point. Jack, however, told him with a calm face. He said, "There is a button under the table. As long as the button is stepped on, the dice will rotate." Upon hearing this, Star immediately found the button on the table that could control the dice. Then through his mind, he short-circuited the wires connecting the button. Then he gave Jack a wink, signaling that he could place his bets. As Jack bet all of his 10 million in chips, the owner of the casino immediately gave the cashier a kill sign. The dealer received the instruction and nodded his little head. Without thinking, he kicked the button next to him. The dealer was bounced off the table. Sitting next to Jack, the one-eyed man took the opportunity to secretly change the dice in the sieve cup into a big point through his mind. This also made Star realize that he is not the only one in this casino who has supernormal capabilities, so he hurriedly put his hands together and turned the dice back into small point. Seeing this, the one-eyed man didn't dare to show weakness either. He shook hands again and turned the dice into big point. They were at loggerheads with each other. "You changed the dice. I changed the dice." They kept changing the number of points of the dice through their minds.